Welcome back, Capsim champions. Hey there, how's it going? I hope you're doing awesome and ready for another exciting Capsim video. Today we're diving into the strategies that will set you apart as not just the best in your class, but as one of the top players globally. Before we jump in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and join our membership program for complete guides from Capsim Round 1 to Round 8. The link is in the video description. Trust me, you don't want to miss this. What makes our guide so powerful? By the time you hit Capsim Round 8, you'll be aiming for a 990 out of 1000 score. If you're ready to dominate Capsim, let's get started. From your dashboard, click on Start Capsim Round 1, then select Web Spreadsheet. From there, head straight to Research and Development, R&D, and let's make those winning decisions. Let's go. Understanding the reports before making R&D decisions, it's essential to understand the reports. Let's break it down. Financial statistics. On the first page, you'll see key performance metrics. At the start, all 6 companies, Andrew, that's us, Baldwin, Chester, Digby, Erie, and Ferris, have identical stats. For instance, return on stock, 4.1%, asset turnover, 1.05, return on assets, 4.4%. These numbers are the same across the board because everyone starts at the same level. But as competition kicks in, these stats will begin to vary based on decisions. Market share. Each company starts with an equal market share of 16.67%. This includes Andrew, Baldwin, Chester, and Digby. As the rounds progress, strategic decisions will impact these percentages. Stock market summary. This section includes critical details like stock prices, market capitalization, book value per share, and more. It's a great snapshot of company value and growth potential. Financial summary. Here, you'll find cash flow statements, balance sheets, and income statements. These reports highlight profits, sales, and costs, crucial for tracking your performance. Production information. This section offers insights into your products, including planned automation levels, capacity for the next round, plant utilization, product performance, size coordinates, and age. Use this data to compare yourself with competitors and fine-tune your decisions for better results. Hey there! Ready to crush Capsim? Today, we're diving into some key sections of the Capsim reports that will guide your decisions and help you dominate the competition. Let's break it down step by step. Market segment analysis. This section is crucial because it tells us exactly what customers are looking for. For example, in the traditional segment, age is the most important factor, with customers preferring products around 2.0 years old. Scrolling further, you'll find details for other segments like low-end, high-end, performance, and size, each with its unique customer preferences. Human resources. Next, we have the HR report, which shows wages, benefits, profit sharing, and annual raises compared to competitors. If other companies offer better terms than us, we risk higher turnover rates, which can be costly due to hiring and training expenses. So, it's important to keep an eye on this section to stay competitive. TQM, Total Quality Management. The TQM summary shows information about quality initiatives. For now, no company has used TQM strategies since these typically become available starting round 3. This section will be key in later rounds for improving efficiency and reducing costs. Industry Condition Report. Another essential tool is the Industry Condition Report, which tracks how customer preferences change over time. For example, it shows bullet segment centers for each round, starting from round 0 through round 8. Drift rates for performance and size, which tell us how far customer preferences shift each round. Let's look at the drift rates. Traditional segment. Drift rate is 0.0. Low end. Drift rate is plus 0.8 and minus 0.8. High end. Drift rates are plus 1.4 and minus 1.4. Performance. Drift rates range from plus 1.4 to -1.0. Size. Drift rates range from +1.0 to -1.4. These drift rates will help us adjust the performance and size coordinates in the R&D section to meet customer expectations. Naming products and setting coordinates. Before updating your Capsim R&D Excel template spreadsheet, assign clear product names to avoid confusion. For example, in the traditional segment, we'll enter drift rates of +0.7 and -0.7 for Able. Then, we'll find the performance and size coordinates for Capsim Round 0 to plan for Capsim Round 1. Customer preferences. When reviewing the traditional segment report, note that 47% of customers prefer an age of 2.0 years. The ideal position captures 21 to 25% of the market, which we'll manage in the R&D section. By aligning our decisions with these preferences, we'll maximize our market share and performance. In the traditional segment, customers prefer a reliability range of 14,000 to 19,000, which influences 9% of the market. With a drift rate of 0.7, round 0 values for performance and size were 5.5 and 14.5. Using our Capsim template, we calculate the updated coordinates. Performance, 6.2. Size, 13.8. We'll input these in the R&D section, increasing performance to 6.2 and reducing size to 13.8. For reliability, let's start with 18,500 instead of maxing out at 19,000 and increase it gradually. By July 25, 2025, Able will have an age of 1.8, which is nearly perfect for the traditional segment's target age of 2.0 years. Product 2. Acre, low-end segment. For Acre, price is king, influencing over 50% of the market. The second priority is age, with customers targeting 7 years. To let Acre age properly, we won't change its performance, size, or reliability for now. Drift rate, plus 0.5 from the industry condition report. Coordinates, keep at 3.0 performance and 17.0 size as calculated by the Capsim template. This approach ensures Acre aligns with 24% of the market who find age of 7 years to be very significant. Product 3. Adam, high-end segment. The high-end segment is all about the ideal position and precision. Drift rate, plus 0.9 and minus 0.9. Reliability. Customers demand between 20,000 and 25,000, influencing 19% of the market. We'll offer the maximum reliability of 25,000. In Round 0, Adam's performance and size coordinates were 8.0 and 12.0. For Round 1, the updated coordinates are performance, 8.9, size, 11.1. We'll also update the reliability to 25,000. After recalculating, Adam sits slightly below the segment center on the perceptual map, but is close enough to the ideal spot for the high-end segment. Addressing age requirements. Customers in the high-end segment prefer an age of 0.0 years, but this is nearly impossible for existing products. For Adam, the age will reach 2.7 years by the end of the year. Don't worry. This is an industry-wide challenge, and no competitor will hit the 0.0 age target either. Aft, performance segment. Our next product is Aft, which serves the performance segment. According to the industry condition report, the drift rates for this segment are performance, plus 1.0, size, minus 0.7, input. These drift rates into the Capsim Excel template to calculate the updated Round 1 coordinates. From the Capsim Courier report, reliability is the top priority in the performance segment, influencing 43% of the market. That's why we're setting Aft's MTBF, reliability, to 27,000. To position aft in the ideal spot, we're updating its performance, increasing to 10.4, size, reducing to 14.8. This adjustment aligns aft with 29% of the market that values an ideal position, ensuring maximum impact in the performance segment. Agape, size segment. Next up is Agape, our product in the size segment. Let's start by checking the industry condition report for drift rates. Performance, plus 0.7. Size, minus 1.0. Input these values into the Excel template. Then review the size segment report. In this segment, ideal position is key, influencing 43% of the market. Age is critical, with a target of 1.5 years. Reliability should range between 16,000 and 21,000. Using Agape's round 0 values, performance 4.0, size 11.0. The updated round 1 coordinates are performance 4.7, size 10.0. We'll set Agape's reliability to 19,000 and its new age to 1.6, meeting customer expectations for ideal position, age, and reliability. Material costs and age adjustments. Before wrapping up R&D, let's talk material costs. Acre has the lowest material cost due to its low reliability requirement, 14,000 mtbf, in the low-end segment. Adam and Aft, however, have higher costs because of their demanding performance and reliability needs. Customers in these segments prioritize smaller, high-performing sensors, which drives up material costs. Agape's material cost is manageable, but will rise slightly in round 1 due to the performance increase and size reduction. Finally, let's touch on how age is affected by changes in performance and size. For example, when we updated Able, its age dropped from 3.7 to 1.9, as the age is divided by 2 based on the timing of changes during the year. Once adjusted, the product will resume normal aging for the rest of the year. And that's a wrap for R&D. Next, we'll move into other departments and continue optimizing for success. If you're finding these insights helpful, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that bell icon for more tips. Got questions? Drop them in the comments, and let's keep dominating Capsim together. Let's dive into marketing, nailing your promo and sales strategy. Hey everyone! In this section, we're tackling marketing, focusing on 2 main parts: promo and sales, and price and forecasting. I like to kick things off with promo and sales because the decisions here directly shape our forecast. And don't worry, we'll use our handy Capsim forecasting Excel template to make it a breeze. Step 1. Promo budgets. First, let's set up the promo budget. Capstone divides this into 5 media categories. Here's the deal. Reach means how many customers will see your ad. Frequency is how many times they'll see it. Your budget controls frequency, and diminishing returns apply. So spending wisely is key. A mix of media types ensures you reach all customer segments effectively. Print media works great for traditional and low-end segments, fair for size, but it's poor for high-end and performance. Spending over $700,000. Not worth it. Here's what we'll do. Traditional, $700,000. Low-end, $700,000. Size, $600,000. High-end and performance, $500,000 each. Direct mail. Direct mail is strong for traditional and low-end, fair for high-end, but weak for performance and size. Capping at $800,000. Our plan. Traditional and low-end, $800,000 each. High-end, $500,000. Performance and size, $300,000 each. Web media shines for performance and size, is fair for high-end, and poor for traditional and low-end. Spending cap, $500,000. Here's our allocation. Performance and size, $500,000 each. High-end, $300,000. Traditional and low-end, $200,000 each. Email media, is similar to web media, but allows slightly higher spending. Here's the breakdown. Performance and size, $600,000 each. High-end, $500,000. Traditional and low-end, $300,000 each. Trade shows are fair for most segments, but poor for size. The cap is $300 per segment, so we'll allocate the maximum for every product, $300 each. Step 2. Recalculating and finalizing budgets. Finally, we'll plug these values into our Excel spreadsheet to align projections. And there you have it. Our marketing strategy is set and ready to drive success. Let's talk sales. Building the perfect team for every market segment. All right, now it's time to dive into the sales section, where we'll allocate our resources across outside sales, inside sales, and distributors. First, let's break down what each one does and how we'll use them strategically. What are outside, inside sales, and distributors? 1. Outside sales. This is all about face-to-face customer interactions. Each salesperson costs $125,000, covering salary, commission, travel, and support. Adding too many salespeople beyond the optimal number results in diminishing returns, so we'll avoid overhiring. 2. Inside sales. These folks handle customer lists, leads from promotions, website management, and customer support. Each inside salesperson costs $50,000, and the maximum effective number is 30 per segment. 3. Distributors. They help get your product out there. Each distributor costs $100,000 annually, with a cap of 15 per segment for optimal effectiveness. Allocating sales resources by segment. Now that we know the basics, let's assign our sales resources based on their effectiveness in each market segment. Traditional segment. Outside sales. Low effectiveness. 5 salespeople. Inside sales. Medium effectiveness. 20 salespeople. Distributors. High effectiveness. 15 distributors. Max. Low-end segment. Outside sales. Medium effectiveness. 8 salespeople. Inside sales. Low effectiveness. 15 salespeople. Distributors. High effectiveness. 15 distributors. High-end segment. Outside sales. Most effective. 12 salespeople. Inside sales. Medium effectiveness. 20 salespeople. Distributors. Least effective. 8 distributors. Performance segment. Outside sales. Medium effectiveness. 8 salespeople. Most effective. 30 salespeople. Max. Distributors. Least effective. 8 distributors. Size segment. Outside sales. Most effective. 12 salespeople. Inside sales. Medium effectiveness. 20 salespeople. Distributors. Least effective. 8 distributors. Let's crunch the numbers. Now that we've assigned our resources, let's recalculate everything and ensure our totals align perfectly with our goals. All right. It's time to plug everything into our Capsim Excel template. Here's how we'll enter the values for each product. Able, 5, 20, and 15. Acre, 8, 15, and 15. Adam, 12, 20, and 8. Aft, 8, 30, and 8. Agape, 12, 20, and 8. With that, we've now completed all the entries for our promo and sales budget. Adjusting time allocation. Next, let's set up time allocation, which tells your sales force how much time to dedicate to each product. Since this is round 1, we'll keep it simple by allocating 20% of the time to each product equally. Projecting accessibility and awareness. Here's where things get exciting. We can now see how our efforts will impact accessibility and awareness. Accessibility improvements by segment. Traditional, from 54.3%, 77%. Low end, from 39.9%, 69.2%. High end, from 48.4%, 75.18%. Performance, from 37.1% to 67.61%. Size, from 41.8% to 70.75%. Awareness boosts by product. Able, 67.63%. Acre, 65.41%. Adam, 63.44%. Aft, 61.71%. Agape, 61.81%. This data is critical for calculating your demand forecast, and we'll use it in our Excel template to fine-tune projections for this round. Pricing and forecasting. Mastering the second part of marketing. Now, let's dive into the second part of marketing, pricing and forecasting. We'll use data from the previous round to make informed decisions and optimize for the best results. Step 1. Pricing adjustments. Here's the game plan for our product pricing. Able, traditional. Price remains the same at $28. Acre, low end. No change. Price stays at $21. Adam, high end. Price holds steady at $38. Aft, performance, increasing to $34.5. Agape, size, also increasing to $34.5. Why the increase for Aft and Agape? Both the performance and size market segments have a price range of $25 to $35. So these adjustments keep us competitive without exceeding the acceptable range. Step 2. Reviewing sales data. Let's check what we sold in round 1. Traditional segment, 999 units. Low-end segment, 1,763 units. High-end segment, Adam, 366 units. Performance segment, Aft, 358 units. Size segment, Agape, 314 units. Step 3. Forecasting sales. Using our Capsim Excel template, we've generated forecasts based on this data. Here's what we're projecting for round 2. Able, traditional, 1,279 units. Acre, low end, 2,130 units. Adam, high end, 591 units. Aft, performance, 560 units. Agape, size, 544 units. We know that's not always the case, so it's crucial to rely on our own forecasting to stay ahead of the competition. Capsim Round 1 production. Let's get it done. Now it's time to tackle Round 1 production in Capsim. Using our Excel template, we've included the forecasts, inventory values, and all the key details to make smart production decisions. Step 1. Inputting key data. Here's how it all comes together. Unit sales forecast. This comes directly from the marketing department. Inventory on hand. These are unsold units from the previous round, carried forward to round 1. Production adjustments, based on capacity, workforce complement, and the accountable land policy from the marketing spreadsheet. Important note: don't forget to factor in time in the market. For example, a product introduced in October will only be available for 3 months, so its production schedule must account for that constraint. Step 2. Strategic production planning. We're not just sticking to the forecast numbers, we're planning for extra demand to avoid lost sales to competitors. Here's the plan. Able, traditional. Forecast is 1,279 units, but we'll produce 1,420 units to cover any additional demand. Acre, low end. With a forecast of 2,130 units, we'll produce 2,200 units to cover demand and leave a buffer. Adam, high end. Forecast is 591 units, and we have 40 units in inventory. Initially, we planned to produce 550 units, but that's too low. We'll update production to 620 units. Aft, performance. With 530 units in inventory and a forecast of 560 units, we'll produce 530 units since the inventory will act as a buffer. Agape, size. Forecast is 544 units and inventory is 62 units, so we'll produce 560 units. Step 3. Recalculate and finalize. Now that the adjustments are in, we're ready to recalculate and ensure everything lines up perfectly in our Capsim Excel template. Now let's dive into margins and second shift production in Capsim. Second shift production and labor costs. Second shift production kicks in when the first shift can't meet the production schedule, even with 100% overtime. But here's the catch. If some lines work overtime and others don't, the schedule won't get done. The rule is simple. Once the first shift is fully staffed, we add a second shift. If we still need more support, we'll bring in overtime. Labor costs, including second shift and overtime, will affect our unit production costs, so we need to keep an eye on them. Contribution margin, targeting 30%. What's the goal here? We're aiming for a contribution margin of at least 30%. Why? Because that margin helps us cover overhead costs and make a profit. However, products like Acre and Aft have margins below 30%, which means we need to make adjustments starting in round 2 to improve them and hit that 30% target. Managing plant capacity. Next up, let's talk about physical plant capacity. Able. The first shift capacity is 1,800 units, but we sold only 961 units in round 0. So we'll sell 800 units of capacity and leave 2,000 units, which should be enough until round 4. Acre. We're not buying or selling any capacity for Acre this round due to limited funds, but we're planning for future capacity increases since Acre is in the low-end segment with significant demand growth, 11.7%. We'll also be increasing promo and sales budgets, which should boost demand. Future capacity adjustments are a must here. Adam. The capacity is 900 units, but we're only producing around 400. We'll sell 350 units of capacity to balance things out. Aft. Currently selling 317 units, so we'll sell some capacity here too to optimize. Automation. Reduce labor costs. Let's talk automation. Automation is key to cutting labor costs. At level 1, you're paying about $12 per unit for labor, but by increasing automation, you can drop that cost significantly. For example, at level 10, labor costs are reduced to just $1 per unit. This is a huge savings. Here's the breakdown for each product. Able, traditional. We want to start increasing automation early to reduce labor costs and improve margins. Acre, low end. Labor costs are crucial here too, so increasing automation will help us save. Aft, performance. Customers expect high reliability in this segment, but high reliability comes with high material costs. Reducing labor costs through automation will help balance things out. Adam, high end. Same story. Reducing labor costs is crucial, so we'll work on increasing automation here too. Automation capital investment. We've calculated our available capital expenditure at $32,694, and we're going to use this to increase our automation ratings. This will reduce labor costs and boost our profits in the long run. Worker complement and AP lag. Currently, we need 885 workers to meet production demand. We're using 100% of our complement, with 686 workers on the first shift and 199 on the second shift. No changes here for now, as we have the perfect balance. We'll also keep the AP lag at 30 days. Changing this could mess up cash flow, and we definitely want to avoid emergency loans. Capsim Human Resources Strategy. Manage labor costs and negotiate smartly. Now, let's dive into the human resources section. Right now, we don't have any major decisions to make since there aren't any available options. But let's talk about some important labor details that will help us manage costs and negotiate better. Current workforce breakdown. In Capsim Round 1, we needed around 701 workers last year. This year, we'll need about 885 workers to meet production demands. We're using 100% of our complement, meaning no overtime is needed right now. Here's how the shifts break down. First shift. Last year we had 640 workers. This year, it's increased to 686. Second shift. Last year we had 60 workers, but this year we've hired 199 for the second shift to meet growing demand. And the best part? Overtime is barely a concern right now. Last year it was only 0.2%, and we're not using overtime at all this year. Employee turnover and new hires. Our turnover rate remains at 10%, meaning we're losing 10% of our workforce to competitors each year. To fill those gaps, last year we hired 70 new employees, but this year we're bringing in a much bigger workforce, 274 new hires. Labour negotiations. Now, let's talk about labour negotiations. Currently, our labour contract includes $21 per hour wage, $2,500 in benefits, 2% profit sharing, 5% annual raise. However, workers are pushing for higher wages and better benefits. Their new demands are $23.10 per hour, $2,750 benefits, 2.2% profit sharing, 5.5% annual raise. Our negotiation strategy. Our goal here is to maintain the existing contract terms to avoid overburdening the company. We can't exceed $23.10 per hour for wages, $2,750 for benefits, 2.2% for profit sharing, 5.5% for the annual raise. But here's the key. Don't offer the max of these numbers right away. Offering too much could hurt the company in the long run. Instead, aim for reasonable adjustments to keep employees happy without overspending. For example, we could raise wages to $21.50 per hour, increase benefits to $2,550, increase profit sharing to 2.1%, raise the annual increase to 5.1%. These small tweaks show employees that we're making an effort without breaking the bank. Key takeaways. Don't prioritize meeting every demand. It's expensive and hard to manage. Make reasonable adjustments when negotiating with employees to keep them satisfied without straining your budget. These changes will likely happen around rounds 4 or 5, so keep an eye on it. That's it for human resources in Capsim. If you have any questions or need help with your Capsim project, don't hesitate to reach out via WhatsApp, link in the description. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss out on our next video in this Capsim series. Let's keep building that success together. Capsim Finance, how to manage your cash and boost your score. Let's jump into the finance section in Capsim. In this section, we have a lot of decisions to make, including things like issuing stock, paying dividends, borrowing money, and adjusting accounts receivable or payable periods. But remember, not all decisions are available to us right now. It all depends on the company's resources and needs. Since we're just starting, our top priority is to fix that negative cash position of $28,670. But before we dive into decisions, let's check out the balance scorecard to see where we need to improve. Key metrics to focus on. 1. Profit is simple. We need to increase sales, cut production costs, and reduce overhead to get a solid net income. Our goal is to hit $7 million in net income for full credit. If we land between $1 million and $7 million, we'll get partial credit. So, the goal is $7 million to max out our score. 2. Days of working capital. For working capital, we want our days to fall between 30 and 90 days. Right now, we're at 35 days, which is in the target range, but because of that negative cash position, we're not getting any credit here yet. So, fixing that cash problem is key to earning points. 3. Contribution margin. We need a contribution margin of at least 30% to earn credit. If we hit a margin between 27% and 36%, we get partial credit, but for full points, we need to be above 36%. So, let's aim for 36% or more to maximize our score. 4. Stock price. Stock price is directly tied to our profit. As long as we reduce costs and boost sales, we'll earn full credit for this. 5. Customer buying criteria. This measures how well our product fits what customers in each segment want. For example, in the performance segment, we need to meet requirements like reliability, price range, and age. The better we meet these needs, the more credit we'll get. 6. Customer awareness. We can boost customer awareness with a solid promotional budget. To get full credit, we need awareness above 90%. So, let's aim to push that number up to 90% and beyond. 7. Customer accessibility. Similar to awareness, customer accessibility is about how easily customers can reach our products. We'll need to hit 90% accessibility to get full credit here too. 8. Product count. This measures how many products we have in the market. To get full points, we need 6% or more of the segment sales. So, make sure we introduce new products to stay competitive and max out our score. New SG&A expenses. SG&A stands for Sales, General, and Administrative Expenses, and it's measured as a percentage of your sales. To score big, you want your SG&A rate to fall between 7% and 20%. Keeping it in this range will help you maximize your score. Employee turnover rate. Your employee turnover rate shows the percentage of workers leaving each year to join competitors. It reflects how many employees are unhappy or overworked. To earn full credit, aim to keep your turnover rate under 9.5%. Balanced scorecard. Overview. In the balanced scorecard, we track 2 key areas: Round 1 projected results and recapitulation interim results. These sections measure the cumulative effect of your decisions. Right now, our market curve is low at 0.9 out of 20, but don't worry. By round 8, we should be close to 20 out of 20. As we move through the rounds, things like sales averages will steadily improve. If we perform well by round 8, we could be aiming for 230 to 240 points, which is a solid result, especially since we're just starting. Finance decisions. Let's do this. Now it's time to wrap up our finance decisions. For dividends per share and stock retirement, we won't be making any moves right now. But we will issue long-term debt to secure cash for production and cover our immediate cash needs. As of December 31st, we still have a negative cash position of $11,689. To fix this, we'll issue $13,700 in stock, which will improve our cash position to $1,566. Not perfect, but it's a good starting point. To be extra safe and avoid the risk of emergency loans, we'll also take on $3,500 in short-term debt. This brings our cash position up to $4,941, which should be more than enough to cover any unexpected expenses if our demand forecast turns out to be too high. That's a wrap. That's all for today's session. Want to learn more? Check the video description for links to all the Capsim Round 2 through Round 8 videos. If you need help with your Capsim project, don't hesitate to reach out to us via WhatsApp. The link is in the description. Thanks for watching, and good luck with your Capsim.